How did your week start off today? Did you have a good Monday? I hope you did. And if it wasn't a good Monday, let's try to make it a good Monday night because we're going to have some breaks here and hopefully they're going to be all kinds of awesome. That's the goal anyway. So tonight we're opening only two things. One is an autographed Gold Rush baseball jersey, and the second one is the back half of a case of Bowman Draft Jumbo. We started that case the other day, and we're going to finish it up tonight. So let me get us started. We got a little bit of information to go over, so we're going to get that up and get started with that first up. Feedback, that's just to let you know mine is 100% automated, and basically it just means that you don't ever have to wait on me. So anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get positive feedback in return. And of course, the second thing there is far more important, and that's to let you know that I do want to remember every night to say thank you, because I appreciate you spending part of your evening with me, or whenever you're watching this. If you're watching it later, might not be evening. And also, of course, I appreciate those of you who bid and break and chat and hang out with me in general. So it's just kind of a way to remind me every night to make sure that I thank you for being here. What you see now is a list of breaks that we've got coming up over the next few days. Of course, you know, we're into that kind of holiday season where we're right up on the holiday, but not quite there yet. So our schedule's a little weird this week. It's lighter than usual in some places. It's later than usual in others, but as we always do, we'll muddle through it. So tomorrow night will be a half case of Flawless Collegiate Basketball. That's the back half of a case that we started a couple of nights ago. We will do another 16-box master case of Revolution Basketball. That is 2 8-box inner cases. Wednesday night, we're going to do a 4th case of Leaf Metal Draft Baseball, and that is, I believe, the last of the Leaf Metal Draft that I have on hand. Optic Football comes out on Wednesday. We'll open a case of that as well. Thursday will be 3-peat basketball box. Has 3 autographed memorabilia items in it. We will also open another 8-box case of Playbook Football and another 16-box case of Revolution Basketball. On Friday, Bowman's Best comes out, but that's the only thing we're going to open on Friday. And we are going to start later than normal. So note there, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific will be our start time on both Friday night and Saturday night. And in both cases, guys, your invoices are going to be coming in probably a little bit later than normal, and auctions are going to be ending a little bit later than normal because, yeah, I've got to push everything back. We've got some family commitments, and since we have new releases coming out, I didn't want to not break it, but it did have to slide it back a little bit. Then on Saturday night, we'll open a case of Bowman's Best and a case of Optic, so we'll hit both of our new releases this week in a combo there on Saturday night, the 22nd. So for tonight, once again, we've got the 2 breaks, the jersey and then Bowman Draft. The jersey, that's a free shipping break, guys. Anytime you do a free shipping break with me, I project it to go out 6 or 7 days after the auction ends. I'm often able to get it out to you faster than that, but right now it's projected no later than Monday, Christmas Eve, although I fully anticipate that it will be out the door sooner than that unless something super unusual happens. And our paid shipping break tonight, that is the Bowman Draft Jumbo, should be on the way to you on or before Friday. Consolation cards will not really need to worry about with Bowman Draft. Everybody's going to pull some sort of cards out of there. However, in the jersey break, if your team is not pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year and any series. I keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. Typically, because you're in a free shipping break on that jersey, I just hang on to those consolation cards until the next time you have a package heading out the door, and then I would just gather up any that you were due and send them all at once. If you do not want to wait for your next package to go out and you're due a consolation card from the jersey break, you just send me a message on eBay. Let me know you want it sooner. I will gladly get that handled for you. So, first up tonight, 2018 Gold Rush Autograph Baseball Jersey break number 30. And, of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Monday night, the 17th of December. We've got quite a few teams in here that didn't sell. Those are all noted as no bids buyback. And I guess, you know what, guys, that's just been a while since we've opened some memorabilia single box stuff. And I know there are certain people that like to break that on a regular basis. I probably just waited too long to get this up, and so yeah, some of those folks may have wandered off, but we'll try to get back into the swing of doing memorabilia and some 1 and 2 box things and stuff back on a regular basis. Once we get back through, maybe around the 1st of next year, we'll try to get back into our groove with that. And finally, I don't use autofocus. It bugs me when it zooms in and out. So that's why the background went out of focus. I was manually setting the focus right there. Now, who is here in chat? Latchman is here, Jay Allen, and Greg. Greg, you saw a Kobe autograph pulled out of Revolution? Nice, man, nice. Yeah, Revolution has some great stuff in it. That's part of the advantage of the fact that they don't guarantee you 1 autograph per box. So like some people look at that and think, oh, that's no good because we get fewer autographs. I don't look at it that way at all because the autographs they do give us are usually really good ones. So I would rather have fewer, but have the ones we pull be really good than to have a lot of them, but half of them be like not that good. You know what I mean? So, but that's just how I look at it. All right, so we're opening a Gold Rush 2018 Series 2 autographed baseball jersey. Of course, you guys saw the unpaid teams there, and if this were to come out for one of those, not unpaid, unsold, I mean, if anything comes out for one of those unsold teams, of course, it's going to, hang out here with me because nobody bought that team. Otherwise, if it comes out for a team that one of you owns, you know the deal. It's going to be on the way to you no later than Christmas Eve and most likely sooner than that. I'm hoping to get a lot of stuff done here in the next few days. I'm going to try to stay up late and get up early and get a bunch done. So, all right. Our jersey is JSA authenticated. There is our card. Here is our JSA authenticated sticker and our signature. And I'm like trying to think, who is this? This is Leland. It's the Pirates, but like, why can't I think what player this is? Can anybody can help me out, somebody? Why am I'm like blanking. I can't picture who this player is for the Pirates. I'm assuming it's probably an older Hall of Famer type guy, but for whatever reason, it's not ringing a bell with me. I don't quite know why. But anyway, it is the Pittsburgh Pirates with the Leland autograph. JSA authenticated is our autograph jersey. Jim Leland, a manager. Okay, all right. That's maybe why I'm like, I couldn't, like, I'm thinking, I don't remember this guy at all. A manager, maybe that's why I don't remember him. I don't know, but I was definitely having a mental block about that. But hey, listen, you guys know me. It's probably not going to be the first mental block that I have, is it? Probably not. Not that it's not been the first. It probably won't be the last, I think is probably how I should say that. All right, that is going to roll us right on into Bowman Draft. We're wasting no time tonight. And of course, once again, there's shipping information. We just went over this. I'm sure you saw it. If you didn't, there it is. Hit me up with any questions. And we are headed into a 4-box break of 2018 Bowman Draft Jumbo Baseball. This is a half case break. It is break number 2. We opened the first half of this case on release day for this product, which was Friday, I do believe, is when this came out. Or was it Wednesday? I don't know. Whatever day it came out, we opened the half case of it then. We're opening the rest of it now. Got so much stuff coming out, I can't even keep track of what day anything came out, which is kind of crazy. That is also why these boxes are numbered, because you guys probably know when I open a new case, most of the time, if we're not breaking the whole case at once, I do take the boxes out and number them and then let random.org choose which ones we open on any given day. So that's the deal. Jay Allen, you're out of here. You're not hanging around for Bowman Draft, huh? You were just in for the jersey. All right, my friend. Well, are we going to see you tomorrow night for Revolution and Flawless Basketball tomorrow night, Jay Allen? We going to see you then, hopefully, maybe? Well, Greg, I mean, the new stuff next week is what we talked about there a few minutes ago, which is the Bowman's Best, which is Friday. And then on Wednesday is Optic Football. And beyond that, I don't know. We did have a couple of things scheduled for the day after Christmas. However, I am not sure if they are staying. I think one of those releases moved for sure, and the other one I don't know about yet. So I don't know the following week, actually Christmas week, if we'll have any releases or not. I'm just not sure. They haven't sent me an updated calendar. Well, we got a nice little box topper here, numbered to 50. And, of course, that is Jarred Kelenic for the Mets. He was still a Met when they printed this. That's, of course, the team who drafted him. He's subsequently been traded to the Mariners, but in the meanwhile, he's a Met in this product. So the Mets off to a nice start there with a little unexpected box topper coming out. All right, Jay Allen, well, we will see you tomorrow night then, man. Stay warm down there in the Carolinas. I assume you're having the same little warm spell that we're having. It was actually fairly pleasant here today. I think it's supposed to be that way for a couple of days, and then the rain's going to come in, and who knows what's going to happen after that. All right, so we will have in here a lot of paper base, which is what you see right now. Then we'll have a few chrome cards that'll be mixed in. Many of them will be base, but we may have some that are parallels. If any of them are parallels, I will certainly call out the numbering on them. And then we'll also find 3 autographs per box. We're going to find a handful of these. Each one of these has got 2 different teams on the card, and that's why it is set aside over there, because we'll have to determine which one of those 2 teams gets that card. So we're going to stack all of those that we find over there together. We'll deal with them at the end of the break. And then after we go through that, in each pack, we're going to find a couple of chrome refractors. And, of course, those particular 2 right there were not numbered, but we may find some that are numbered. And if so, we'll call out the numbering as we hit those going on through. So we do kind of cut a path here through a lot of the base, just because there is quite a bit of it, and each one of our packs is configured the same way. So that's why we can kind of know where we're going to find our chrome, know where we will find our refractors and our inserts and that sort of thing. Greg, you said there's snow in Utah, and it was 46 in South Carolina today. Yeah, it was nice here too, Jay Allen. There's Alec for the Phillies. That is Bowman Sterling Continuity. Our refractors, Gregory Soto for the Tigers, followed by, oh, it's Sean Jelly for the Giants. I like this kid. He played for the University of Kentucky, and yeah, I like that kid really quite a bit. I need to get some of his cards, as a matter of fact. I need to find myself a little Sean Jelly coming out of there. So that's a good reminder for me, too. I need to go around and be buying the Giants and some people's breaks. Haha! I'm going to be your competition if you like the Giants. And somebody else's breaks, anyway. Oh, Greg, it is a huge pile of cards. There are so many cards that come out of here. I mean, that's one of the reasons that we, buzz through the base at a pretty good little clip, because there's a tremendous number of cards in each one of these boxes. There's Cesar Sanchez. That is the blue parallel refractor for the Phillies. It was numbered to 150, as you probably saw there on the front. Another one of our dual team cards that we'll set up there. A refractor for my Cincinnati Reds with Siani. And then we have for the Angels a refractor for Jeremiah Jackson. And then our paper base from there. I am leaning towards doing a break, as we discussed before, which is maybe doing a full case of draft jumbo, or maybe even draft super jumbo, where we don't ship the paper base and maybe just ship the chrome and the inserts and the hits, and then we could break it by the full case. But if we send everything, it's going to have to be by the half case, because it's so many cards. but I do kind of like the idea of breaking it by the full case too. So this is for the Indians. It's numbered to 250. It is a purple parallel first Bowman, Brian Lavastida, or something not remotely even like that, perhaps. I don't know. There's franchise futures for my Cincinnati Reds, Jonathan India. That, again, we'll find that insert series quite a bit. For the most part, they don't refract. If we find one that does refract, it will be numbered. That was Cabrian Hayes for the Pirates. And here you have Kevin Jackson for the Kansas City Royals were our two refractors out of there. And you know what I think we'll do, guys? Because it does slow things down quite a bit live to put things in sleeves as we go. Maybe the numbered things I'll put in sleeves, but our refractors and our parallels, perhaps I will wait and do that after the break. Unless someone particularly wants it done during, in which case I'm fine to keep doing it that way. Otherwise, I'll just maybe take the ones that are numbered and that sort of thing. Greg, you said the Giants were pricey tonight. That is to 402 Texas Rangers with the blue parallel. There's another franchise futures. That one is the Kansas City Royals. And then we have a Jake McCarthy for the Diamondbacks, and Griffin comes out for the Blue Jays. So, Greg, did you ever go back and look at Optic Football to see if it was, if you liked it or not? Did you go back and look at it? Did we look at these already? Is that why they're setting up there? I think we did, but just in case we didn't, now I know we have. I think we had already, but since I hadn't moved it, I figured better safe than sorry. That's the way I figure is best to go. Now, of course, we're going to find some of this nice insert, too. I happen to particularly like this insert. That is not a live signature. I imagine all of you know that, but for anyone who doesn't, that is just a facsimile signature that has been printed on that card. There's Nico out for the Cubbies and Grayson Janista for the Braves. Our two refractors out of that pack. Oh, Desiree, you said you saw a break tonight where the Yankees went for $155. That is pricey for the Yankees in here. I mean, Florial, if you hit Florial, then, you know, yeah. And I'm sure there's others in here that would help pay the bills too for the Yankees, but that is a little bit higher than I would have expected. So you might also be right. Maybe someone just got carried away and typed in the wrong amount. You never know. Griffin Canning for the Angels and Chris Paddock for the Padres. But you know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, sometimes I will open a product and it might 5 out of 6 times go total within $50 of the final price, and then that 6th time it might be $300 less or $300 more. I mean, sometimes there are just enormous variations, swings in total final pricing, and you really never have any idea why. There'll be no mitigating factors, just how it rolls some nights. That's to 150. It is Jason Schroeder for the Astros, and that one was paper. So our other parallels that have been numbered up to this point, I think, have been chrome, but that one was paper. Our first autograph hit is Griffin Roberts. That is numbered to 499. First Bowman, of course, coming out for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Pirates with a refractor, and Jazz Chisholm for the Diamondbacks, our second refractor out of that pack. That is one of the nice things about the way Topps does their jumbos, super jumbos, etc. you always know, like right in the middle of the pack is where everything is going to be, so you can kind of just buzz right to that spot, and that is handy. I do like the fact that it's very consistent. You know what you're going to find and where you're going to find it. Just don't know who's going to be on the cards. Grayson Rodriguez on the insert for the Orioles. There's Corey Holland for the Indians, and Bukauskas for the Astros. I can't say it anyway. Oh, you saw the Giants go for $215 on Triple Threads recently, and he hit a 1-of-1 Buster Posey. Oh yeah, well that's nice. You get hit a 1-of-1 Buster Posey is, you know, that's probably definitely worth the buy-in then for sure. For sure. You said it seemed fishy. I don't think it could be fishy. I really don't think there's any possible way for a breaker to have any idea what's in any given box or pack or case. I mean, there's nothing that identifies what's inside at all. On Topps, heck, I'm lucky to know what the product is in the case half the time. They don't even print the name on the outside of it. You have to kind of label it yourself, or just remember what the barcode number is or whatever. They don't make it easy to do. Identify anything with Topps. There is Haria for the Brewers and Elio Ramos for the San Francisco Giants. But yeah, I did, well, for sure, Greg, you can tell sometimes, you know, that on pack size, if you've got a booklet or something in it, but that's after it's already out of the box. So yes, after something comes out of the box, you may have a feel for whether or not you're likely to pull a booklet or something like that. But of course, as long as you're seeing the box opened live on camera, what I'm saying is from the outside of the box or the outside of a case, there's no way to know what's going to be inside of it. That is the Pirates first Bowman to $4.99. And even in the example that you're talking about, you might have an idea that, yeah, you're probably going to hit a booklet, but you would have no idea who it was until you actually got the pack opened and the card out. Wow, that is an aggressive signature, isn't it? You are not going to miss that for Connor Scott and the Marlins. It is blue and it is enormous. It almost looks like a paint pen, doesn't it? Maybe it is a paint pen, but wow, that's a crazy big autograph for Connor Scott and the Marlins. And there's Tristan Pompey for the Marlins, and the Indians with Bobby Bradley were our other two refractors. But I had a guy tell me once, and he was absolutely convinced. Someone had told him that breakers could tell from the outside of a case what was going to be inside of it, whether or not it was going to have, I don't remember who the player was in question, but let's say Aaron Judge. I don't know that it was, but whoever it was said, oh yes, breakers can tell by looking at the outside of the case if it has whoever in it. And I was like, no, man, there's really no way to tell. I promise you. He's like, oh, no, there definitely is. There definitely is. And I mean, I didn't know what to say, but no, there really definitely isn't. But somebody had convinced him that there was a way. That is numbered to 25. It is Durbin Feltman. That is a first Bowman for the Boston Red Sox, and it's orange, baby. It is paper, but it's orange. We like our orange. Definitely like our orange. Oh, you like that big autograph, Greg? For Connor Scott? That was crazy, wasn't it? I think. Anyway. Ooh, I like this hit for the Rays. It's Matthew Liberatore. I like that hit. Yeah, Rays, cool. Cool autograph on that one. And then we have a Trevor Stephen and a Robert Williams Nelson for the refractors. Alrighty, that is box number 1 of 4 in the books. I don't think we did too shabby in that one. So far, so good. We got a lot of Bowman Draft to open. We're probably going to be opening this for a while. So I've got, I think, like 6 cases or something of this maybe. I don't know. Got a lot anyway. So we'll have quite a bit of that to open. We'll have a lot of Optic Football to open. Fair amount of Bowman's Best. Probably, again, 6, 8 cases, something like that. Bowman's Best is one that I personally like pretty well, so I usually buy quite a few cases of it. So we'll have quite a bit of stuff to keep us busy through the end of the year and on into next year as far as that goes. Travis Swaggerty, that is numbered to 250, Purple Parallel First Bowman Pirates. Greg, you like Leaf Metal Draft, huh? That is Cubs and Indians on our refractors. I like the Leaf products a lot, but I very seldom do well with the Leaf products as a whole. Like, usually by the time I pay eBay and PayPal fees, I'm in the hole on those more often than not, which is a shame because they're really nice products. But I still open them because I like them, and you know, I always think, oh yeah, I'll at least break even, and sometimes I do break even, which is great. But sometimes on Leaf, a lot of times on Leaf, I don't. So we open a little of it, but not a ton of it. So I think we do just have the 1 case of Leaf Metal left. Tristan Casas for the Red Sox. But of course, we'll have Leaf Ultimate Draft and Valiant Draft and all of that. So this is Corey Holland for the Indians and Leote again for the Rangers. Oh, Greg, you don't like Bowman Draft? Oh, yeah, see, I do. I like all the Bowman, and of course, Bowman Draft. We're getting the appeal of this, of course, are all those cards that say First Bowman on them. And these are guys that are recently drafted, in some cases, international players recently signed, and it's their first card from Topps or Bowman. And if any of these guys go on to be big names or big superstars, there can be lots and lots and lots of money in these cards. This is numbered to 150. It's Jeter Downs Cincinnati Reds Blue Parallel. For instance, Greg, if you were to Google, let's say, First Bowman Mike Trout or First Bowman Aaron Judge or any of those guys, that is refractor for the A's, and there's Sisto Sanchez for the Phillies. So you pick out like any superstar in the game and you Google First Bowman and you'll see what prices it's been selling for, and you'll have probably a better idea of the appeal of this product. But of course, there's, you know, like anything, it's a gamble. We don't know which of these guys are going to be superstars and which aren't. I mean, you have a better idea based on where they were drafted and how they played in college and where they are in the pipeline, but you never know for sure, even with all that. That is numbered to 402. It's the Atlanta Braves, Grayson Janista. Kansas City Royals with Bubik and Levi Kelly for the Diamondbacks. And, you know, a lot of these guys, too, this is definitely, I mean, Bowman stuff is definitely more of a buy and hold market because you've got to wait for these guys to get called up. I mean, for sure, some of them have a very definite value right now based on their potential. But if you want to get the most you can possibly get for one of them, the best bet is usually to wait until the player gets called up. So it's kind of a buy and hold strategy often. This is numbered to 402 for the Red Sox, Cole Cottom. And then we have the White Sox and my Cincinnati Reds refractors. Greg, you said something is only graded 9.5. What did you mean? Oh, you mean you looked up like Aaron Judge first Bowman or Mike Trout first Bowman or something like that? Yeah, I mean, you could pick out, just about anybody. You can pick them out and type in first Bowman, and if it is a big-time player, Bryce Harper, or any of those kind of guys, you'll see that there can be a lot of money in the first Bowmans, because there are many people who will consider first Bowman to be the rookie card. Even though it's not a true rookie card, many people place the value of first Bowman higher than the value of rookie card. Not everybody, but there are many who do. This is Grayson Rodriguez, Baltimore Orioles. That's the Bowman Sterling continuity. Josh Naylor and Calvin Coker are the refractors. So anyway, yeah, I mean, everything's definitely got its place, and there are people who do not enjoy the prospecting, and they only want to collect and deal with the players who are already up in the majors, and then yeah, Bowman is definitely not the place they would want to be. But for those who enjoy prospecting and kind of like playing the stock market, this is the way to go. That is Jonathan India for the Reds. For the Yankees, there is Luis Medina, and Jaron Kendall came out for the Dodgers. Oh, did you look up Yu Darvish? Is that who you said you were looking at there? Yeah, I mean, there's loads of them that you can find worth some money. Of course, not everybody collects for money. Some people collect because they like the teams. Some people want to keep it all in their personal collection. Other people, like to buy and sell. So everybody's got a different strategy about what they like to do with their cards and why they like the prices that are like the products that they like. I was reading, you typed in big prices, and I said prices. There's Mason Denneberg for the Nationals, and then Carter Kieboom for the Nationals as well. Have we seen any of our autographs out of this second box yet? No, we haven't. We're down to like only 4 packs, so they better be showing up here pretty soon, huh? They managed to sneak into the back part of what we're looking at. Cody Clemens to $4.99 Tigers. That is Roger Clemens' kid, I do believe. Gotta be hard to live up to dear old dad, doesn't it? If you go into the same sport. Another franchise futures. Here's an autograph, finally. And it is for the Blue Jays, Griffin. Griffin is the blue parallel, number 2, 150. Then we have the A's and the Royals. Yeah, the only thing I don't love about this product is I really do wish that they would have fewer base cards in it. That's just because I don't like to sort them all. I know that's bad, isn't it? It takes a really long time, though. The Dodgers with Mann, the Diamondbacks with McCarthy. Oh, you had some Steven Strasburg Bowman autographs. That would be nice ones to have, too, for sure. Hopefully you got some good money for them. I'm sure you did. Detroit Tigers. This is Matt Manning to 150. That's blue parallel paper. Redemption. And we may as well just look at it because we already got to look at it anyway. There's Corey Howell for the Brewers and the White Sox, Dane Dunning. You guys know normally I hold our redemptions and we flip them all over at the end of the break, but I think we all already saw that one, so we may as well just go ahead and turn it around there. And it is a draft pick, chrome draft pick autograph refractor parallel. Isn't that a mouthful? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Latchman, you know, I mean, it's so hard to gauge what the best cards will be because you don't, most of these guys, you're talking 2, 3, 4, maybe even some of them 5 years before they get up to the majors. But I would say you're never going to go too wrong if you take your top, say, 25 picks out of the draft or so. Even if you just took your top draft pick for every team and took the top 30 draft picks, you're not ever going to go too wrong with that strategy. That is to 499 Jesus Sanchez. That is paper for the Rays. So, you know, that's because obviously those guys are the ones that we think, or at least that the teams think are going to be the best. That's why they got drafted the highest. But truly, you never know. I mean, you could get somebody out of lower rounds that turns out to really be excellent, and you just don't know for a couple of years. This is a first Bowman Grant Levine for the Colorado Rockies. And then we have Turang and Eloy Jimenez for the White Sox. Well, Latchman, if you're talking about prospecting, I mean, any of the Bowman products are going to be good. But again, if strictly from a value standpoint, first Bowman is going to have a higher value if you were talking purely for resale. And you have, let's say you have a Bowman draft first Bowman of Bryce Harper, and then you have another Bowman Bryce Harper all before he's called up, but it doesn't say first Bowman on it, then first Bowman is going to be worth more to most collectors than the one that isn't first Bowman. So in that sense, you know, your Bowman draft cards are the way to go to get a lot of first Bowmans. But not every first Bowman will be in Bowman draft. Because there will be players that will come up, you know, along the way, international players, and they hold some players back usually, oddly enough. They don't always, it seems like a lot of times the number 2 draft pick, which in this year would be Joey Bart, a lot of times it seems like they hold those back. And they don't put them in Bowman draft. They wait and put them in regular Bowman that comes out in the spring. Numbered to 250, you have a Tristan Casas parallel, refractor parallel there to 250. And another one of our little deals over there. Well, Greg, yeah, for sure. Some want only the ones that are the true rookie cards that have the RC and rookie on them. And those, of course, are going to be produced by Topps largely, although you can also find rookies in regular Bowman, not as much in Bowman draft because it's, well, the draft product, but you're going to find it in regular, regular Bowman or Bowman Chrome. You can also find the rookie cards. And so, sure, there are absolutely those who, they only want the ones that are the quote-unquote true rookie cards. And then there's, as I said, the other school of thought of people that only want the ones that say first Bowman. And then there are those who will take either one. So that is to 499. That's Alex Fado for the Detroit Tigers. That is blue and purple. Gina's here. Hi, Gina. And so you said you tried to do prospecting. You did some research. You thought the Dodgers were a steal, and then you realized you looked up a different product. Oh, Gina, I'm so sorry. Oh, yes, that does make it more difficult, doesn't it? I would say, you know, go to Baseball America, baseballamerica.com, and you can give yourself kind of a crash course in prospecting if you look at some of their MLB pipeline lists and some of their top 100 lists and things like that. It'll give you a really good idea of some players that you might want to chase. This is Tristan Casas. You've got a blue wave parallel to 150 autograph for the Red Sox. The Royals with and the Tigers are our refractors. And then, of course, outside of that, if you don't even want to fool with Baseball America, you can literally just pull up the list of the 2018 draft and just look at the top 30 players and know that any of those 30 could potentially be good. Of course, the earlier, the better. That is franchise futures. There's the Brewers, and the Brewers, again, 2 back-to-back Brewer refractors. I think we had a Dodger, didn't we, Gina? Didn't we have a Dodger go by a while ago that was a refractor maybe, or a numbered card or something? I thought we did, but maybe we didn't. I have a hard time keeping track of those, as you know. But we'll try and conjure you up some Dodgers anyway. Latchman, you said in regard to the sport, if you're talking in terms of resale value, I would say baseball cards probably as a whole, globally, have a higher resale value than others. But certainly there are select players in any sport that will outperform others. It's Brady Singer for the Kansas City Royals. It's Padres and Josh Naylor, Sean Murphy for the A's. But if you're just kind of generally saying, like, which sport are you more likely to pull cards worth a lot of money more frequently, then I would say maybe baseball over the others. But in any given sport, there's always going to be a chance to make money. You just have to obviously hit the right card on the right day. That is the Red Sox, and it is Brian Mata, and that is what Panini calls white sparkle, and I don't remember if that is what Topps calls it or not, but that's what I'm going to call it for the time being anyway. Royals and Diamondbacks refractors. Greg, I would agree. Football is probably next. But again, with select things in basketball that will bring you a lot of money. It just depends on the card and the player. So basketball, which is true in any sport, but particularly so in basketball. There are certain players that are always going to bring you money, no matter what card set they come out of, like your Kobe Bryants and guys like that. And then otherwise, you're very rookie dependent in basketball. Outside of your superstars, the rookies are where you're going to make money in basketball. In baseball and in football, you can make money well outside of rookies. So, this all depends, I guess. For the Reds, there's a little Jeter Downs coming out again. That is once again numbered to 402. For my Cincinnati Reds. Oh yeah, Greg. I mean, football rookies you can do very well with in certain years. Last year, well, really 16, 17 this year. All 3 years have been a really good overall rookie crop, and you can do quite well with them. But you can also do well with a lot of established guys in football too. Your Tom Brady's and, Drew Brees and Ben Roethlisberger's and J.J. Watts and those kind of guys you can do well with also. So, last one, you said you're still kind of gun shy because of the 90s. Well, that's understandable. This is numbered to 99. It is Nick Decker. Green parallel paper Boston Red Sox. I started to say blue. That was like so green and I started to say blue. I have no idea why. But Latchman, if you know how to look up things on eBay that have previously sold, that can give you a great idea of things that will give you a nice return on the value, you know. This is a nice hit for the Phillies. That is a first Bowman, Alex Bohm. That is a nice hit if you've got the Phillies. Padres and Ryan Weathers. Oh, this is nice too. Estevan Florial for the Yankees. New York, baby. So yeah, Lashman, if you look at like completed listings, just type in something like, you know, if you went to like the sports card category and you just typed in the word like autograph or auto. A lot of times it's abbreviated, so I would just type in auto, but then you have to make sure you're in the sports card category. It'll show you car parts. And then do completed listings, sold listings, and sort it by highest to lowest, and you can get a real good overview of the kinds of things that are selling and what they're selling for. That's to 250. First Bowman, Jake McCarthy, Diamondbacks, purple parallel paper. So yeah, that's if you're looking at it from an investment perspective or a resale perspective, that's an excellent idea that you can use to let you get a look at all the different sports just by going to the trading card category in general. The New York Mets. That is Simeon Woods Richardson. Our refractors are Sandlin and Rooker. It's the Indians and the Twins. Yeah, we're in the chrome. I still thought we had a couple more cards before we hit it. I was just rolling right along there, wasn't I? Another insert for Nick Madrigal. Nice for the White Sox. The Indians with Brian Lavastida. Armenteros for the A's. Lazaro Armenteros. I like his name. I don't know why. It's just kind of a cool name, isn't it? A little bit. Like Steel Walker. Greg, you said you dumped RG3 autographs when it came out. You didn't like Griffin, huh? Yeah, well, you never know. He may play his way back into relevance. He's still hanging around there with the Ravens. Maybe somebody will pick him up, or maybe he stays there as the backup after Lamar takes over, because obviously Flacco's going to be gone. Philadelphia Phillies with Sisto Sanchez. That is numbered to 402. The blue parallel. Franchise futures. The White Sox, nice, Louis Robert. And a little Josh Breaux for the Yankees. Gina, you said we can look at your listings, divide it by 85 and divide it by 85%. Oh, now I know sometimes you get on a bad streak. We got to get you out of that bad rut, don't we? Well, there's a Dodger for you, as a matter of fact. It's Ruiz. That's who I think we saw earlier, didn't we? Didn't we have another parallel of Keibert Ruiz? I think we did. But anyway, that is a purple parallel to 250 for the Dodgers. And Latchman, that's another thing you might want to look at as well. This is Cortez for the Mets and Luken Baker for the Cardinals. In baseball, Latchman, it is not always about the autographs. You can make nice money a lot of times on cards that are parallels, that are numbered but don't have any autograph. So you can still make money in lots of ways that aren't all tied to autographs. Because I think you're looking to invest, if I remember correctly, I think you're looking to invest them, investing cards, and then be able to like pass them down maybe to your children or your grandchildren or something, right? This is Brady Singer. That is Kansas City Royals. Oh yeah, you did say that you are collecting for your grandson. Okay, I see that now. And if you want to buy the higher end products, yeah, I mean, I would just sell off some of, you don't have to keep everything, just pick out some to keep and then sell off some of the other. And that helps pay for what you keep. That's how I think a lot of people do it. I was Mitch Keller for the Pirates, and then you have Noah Naylor for the Indians. Yeah, for sure. If you're buying and holding all of it, it can get really expensive. So I would certainly sell off parts of it, absolutely, and help pay for the stuff that you then want to keep for the long term. It's probably what I would do. And for me, the long-term stuff is like stuff that you pretty much know is going to either maintain or go up in value. And that's a kind of a select group of guys. So, you can save your Mike Trouts and your Aaron Judges and your Tom Brady's and Drew Brees and stuff like that. And then, sell your Baker Mayfields and those guys while they're still hot. Now, they may go up too, but you can also get really good money for them right now. So there is definitely a strategy to what you keep and what you sell if you're trying to balance it out so that it makes sense financially. Franchise futures for the Orioles. There's the Astros with Jason Schroeder and the Cubbies with Cole Roederer. And I just realized I forgot to say Last Box Mojo. Yeah, so we got to pull in. We do have to pull in our Last Box Mojo right now, by the way, because we do need to see some big hits out of here, I think. Well, Brad, I mean, I don't know which Mickey Mantle and which Willie Mays that you have, nor do I know what you have in them. So that is really difficult to ascertain without knowing some more information. But I can tell you that some of that older stuff has been setting records this year. I mean, it is definitely, in my opinion, a good time to sell older high value cards because they have been bringing very good money if they're good examples of the card. And by that, I mean in good condition, highly graded, and that sort of stuff. But there's also no magic potion that tells us, are they going to keep going higher or not? This is numbered to 402, and it is for the Boston Red Sox. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. What do you have invested in it? What are you hoping to get out of it? Brady Singer and Tristan Casas. And how did it grade out? And which card is it? And, all that stuff comes into play. Greg, you said some of the current rookies in football you think have gone down. The thing about any rookies in any sport, the better they play, the higher their prices are going to go their rookie year. And if they have a slump or even sometimes have one bad game, their prices will go down. Then they have one really good game, their prices will shoot back up. That's always the case with somebody's rookie year, almost in any sport. Jordan Groshans, that is Groshans, first Bowman for Toronto. And a little Tyler Frank, first Bowman for the Tampa Bay Rays. And, Brad, you said those, you have nothing in them. They're from your own childhood collection. Well, listen, man, I mean, depending on what the card is and how it grades out and stuff, I would be inclined to check a little pricing on it and think about selling it because we have had a really robust market now for several years running. But in particular, there's been good demand for those older cards like Mantles in particular in good condition. So you might want to consider it anyway. But then again, as I said, no way to know next year if it's worth more or less. That's just an educated guess, and your guess is really about as good as mine. That is 402 White Sox with a nice Louis Robert, franchise for the Diamondbacks. There's Ademan for the Cubbies, and Griffin Roberts came out for St. Louis. Gina. Gina, she said your problem is you just collect crap. Listen, if you collect it because you like it, you can never go wrong. I wholeheartedly believe that. I have lots of stuff I collect myself, and a lot of what I collect is probably not worth much of anything to anybody else, but it is worth something to me because I enjoy it, and that is worth the value to me. And I have tons of stuff like that, especially my horse racing stuff and all that, as Brady Singer for the Royals. Nobody's ever going to sell it and get rich on it after I kick the bucket. You know, they're not going to suddenly be millionaires from my collections of various things. Well, some things they might make a little money on, but a lot of them they're not. But listen, if you can afford it and you like it, then it's worth it. That's the way I look at it. So, you know, I had a friend call me not too awfully long ago. She was on a cruise, and they had a painting that she really liked, but it was expensive. And, of course, you know, they have you kind of a captive audience on a cruise. And so she's like, should I buy it? Should I buy it? And she's like, I don't know if it's worth this much or not. Research it and see what you can find out. And, of course, it was some kind of gallery exclusive, so there was no comparable pricing. Oh, that's nice. That is Jonathan India for my Cincinnati Reds to 75. I've been pulling a lot of Jonathan India this week, and it always makes me happy because I love my Cincinnati Reds. That's a nice hit. And the Phillies and the Yankees. So anyway, I couldn't find comparable pricing, and basically I told her the same thing I told you. Look, if you can afford it and you love it and you want it, then it's worth it. It's that simple. So that's how I look at it anyway. Greg, you said take it to the National. Well, you could for sure. I mean, you got a little bit to wait before we'll be rolling around to the National again, but you could for sure take it there and probably sell it. I'm assuming you're talking about the Mantle and the Maze, right? You could sell it there. Next up is Madrigal again for the White Sox. The Padres with a little Mackenzie Gore. Behind that for the Twins is Nick Gordon. And what did we find out of here so far? Just one of our autographs? Is that right? Just the Jonathan India? Or have we found a second one out of here? Brad, you collect the Cardinals, Michael Jordan, and Cornhusker football. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a good thing. I'm kind of spread out. I'm a little more. For a long time, I had comic books. I have divested myself of most of those. Of course, trading cards, that goes without saying. I had a big doll collection for a while, but I sold a lot of my dolls too. That's to 499 Nick Gordon paper. It was, my dolls were just taking up so much space. So a lot of those are gone now. There's Franchise Futures. I have Maker's Mark bottles, by the way. Maker's Mark bourbon. Yeah, I have a series of those that I collect. It says Logan Gilbert for the Seattle Mariners. But I figure I could always drink those if I get tired of them. Sam Carlson for the Mariners, and there's a little Devin Mann for the Dodgers, first Bowman refractor. And then all my horse racing stuff, which is considerable. And let me think. I know I'm leaving something out. I know I've got more stuff than that, but that's it takes up a lot of space anyway. Oh, shot glasses, right. I forgot about that. I've been collecting shot glasses since I was a kid. And I've got those from all over the place. San Diego Padres. That is to 250. It is Baez purple parallel paper. So I got quite a vast collection of stuff. UK stuff, lots of UK stuff too. Here's our third autograph out of this box. It is Nolan Gorman for the Cardinals, the Astros, and the Detroit Tigers have our refractors. Gina, you're the Dolphins, the Rams, the Celtics, Doug Flutie, and Kurt Warner. I always remember Doug Flutie for you because you're always looking for him out of, there was some product, I forgot what it was, where you were always looking for Doug Flutie. So I do usually remember him for you. And Dan Marino. I remember that you asked for those two. Oh, and Star Wars, right. Yeah, I definitely have some Star Wars stuff too. Although I also sold some of that a few years back. I had a lot of the original Star Wars toys from the 70s, but I did sell a bunch of those a while back. That is Brady Singer, Bowman Sterling continuity. For the Marlins, it's Will Banfield, and there's Eloy Jimenez again for the White Sox. So, you know. Yes, your Nolan Gorman is a nice hit for you, Brad. I'm glad we found that for you here. Our last box mojo kind of kicking in a little bit in here. Kicking in a little. I wouldn't have guessed 250 though. I would have guessed that it was, I would have guessed a little lower than that. I would have thought probably in the maybe 150s or 175. So it's a little higher than I thought then. San Francisco Giants, that is Blake Rivera to 150. For the Mets, franchise futures, Justin Jarvis for the Brewers, and there is Jimenez for the Mets. Desiree seems to be saying I should have been more enthusiastic about the Nolan Gorman hit. I guess I could have been. You get a little jaded, I'll admit it. When you open as many things as often and you see the stuff come out, the stuff that's worth like, you know, lots of money, and then the stuff that's worth like still really good money, I don't know. Somewhere along the way, I think I just get a little jaded and you start like getting excited about the hits that are like 500 plus, and you don't have as much enthusiasm for the hits that are less than that, even though they're still really good hits. I think just because I see them more often, you get kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Jaded, I guess. So you just get kind of used to it, maybe, from, you know what I mean? But anyway, as the Tampa Bay Rays, Brendan McKay with the white sparkle parallel. But for sure, that was a very nice hit, and even nicer than I thought, if it's clocking in at 250. So even a little ahead of what I would have projected out for that. All right, guys, we have got, and gals, we have got some housekeeping to do prior to our recap here. Part of it is going to be getting these cards to a new home, and part of it, of course, will be going to verify our redemption. But these cards all have 2 different teams on them, of course. And we're not going to go do each one of these individually because that would be dreadful and would take us a really long time. So instead, what we will do, we're going to head over here in a moment to random.org, and at that point in time, I'm going to simply type in left side and right side. We'll hit random 3 different times. The first 2 do not count. It will be the third and final random that will make the determination for us. And wherever it tells us to go, left side or right side, that's how we'll award those cards. So let's roll on over here to random.org and get that squared away. We'll come back and hit our checklist there at Tops in a minute and get, it won't tell us what we're going to be numbered to, but we'll go verify Tristan anyway. I always do left to right or top to bottom, depending on how a card is oriented, for those of you who might want to know that information. And also, if we have 9 or fewer items in a list, I do random 3 times. The third one is the deciding factor. When we have 10 or more items in a list, I only do random once. So you ignore the first one here. You can ignore the second one. There is our third and final, and it comes up as the left side of the card. So I'm going to put the first one on this stack in a sleeve so that I can circle on the sleeve. I'm not writing on your card, okay? I'm writing only on the sleeve so that it will remind me. All right, so we're headed to Cardinals, Orioles, Mets, Rangers, Yankees, Rangers, Tigers, Brewers, White Sox, Royal, Rocky, White Sox, Blue Jay, Tiger. That's how all those dual team cards are going to be awarded. Now we've got our redemption to go look up. Chrome Draft Pick Autograph Refractor Parallel is a mouthful. Yeah, they like to put those nice long titles on there, don't they? Let me get you headed to the right spot, and then I'll follow along behind you here. So I gotta get back down here and find where we need to be. Why am I seeing only all this Star Wars stuff? Did I scroll right past it? There's Bowman's Best. Where is it? Bowman's Best. I didn't even know there was a Hatchimals, a Topps Hatchimals. Did you guys know that? I did not. Transcendent, no. Star Wars, Dynasty. Where is Bowman Draft? What the heck? Am I on the wrong page? No, but it's way back here. I wouldn't think it should be that far back, but anyway. All right, let's find our Chrome Draft Pick, etc., down here so that we can get this all verified. No, not anniversary. Draft, is that what it is? Yeah, this is it, except it's the refractor parallel, but this is it. All right, this is what we are looking for right there. You see, there is dear old Tristan, all nice and happily verified as our draft pick autographs. So, all right, let's get that one labeled up. Did I put it in a sleeve? I did. And then we're going to recap it and see what's going on here. Okay, I just marked on myself with that dang Sharpie. Wouldn't you know it? Let's take a look at our, at our numbered cards first, then we'll do the autograph hits after that. Numbered to 150 for the Giants. There's what I'm calling the white sparkle. Brendan McKay is nice for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Padres to 250 for Baez. Nick Gordon to 499 for the Twins. To 402 for the White Sox. To 402 for the Red Sox. The Dodgers to 250. Sanchez to 402 for the Phillies. Jake McCarthy to 250 for the D-backs. That is Nick Decker to 99 for the Red Sox. Jeter Downs to 402 for the Reds. There's another white sparkle for the Red Sox. This is for the Tigers to 499. That is numbered to 250. It's the refractor parallel of this insert. Jesus Sanchez to 499. Tigers to 150 to 499 for the Tigers, to 402 for the Red Sox. The Braves to 402. The Reds to 150. The Pirates to 250. And the nice paper to 25 orange for the Red Sox with Feltman. The Pirates to 499, the Astros to 150, the Rangers to 402, the Indians to 250, and the Phillies to 150 with Sanchez. Next out, for the Marlins, we have the redemption. The Cardinals with the nice Nolan Gorman. Logan Gilbert came out for the Mariners. The Jonathan India to 75 for the Reds. I did get excited about that. I will admit it. It's because I love my Cincinnati Reds, so I do get a little jazzed about them still. I'm not as, accustomed to seeing them, I guess. They don't come out quite as often as everybody else, usually. There is Simeon Woods Richardson for the Mets. There's a nice Alec Bohm for the Phillies. There's Tristan Casas Blue Wave to 150 for the Red Sox. Grant Levine and the Rockies. There's Griffin to 150 for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Tampa Bay Rays have a nice one with Matthew Liberatore. And the Marlins, Connor Scott with that gigantic autograph. And then the Cardinals started us off tonight with the nice Griffin Roberts first Bowman to 499 refractor. So that actually has us all wrapped up for tonight. I will put up spreadsheet information here one final time for anybody who might have missed it earlier. We'll take a look at what we're going to be breaking over the days ahead and also your shipping schedule for what we just opened tonight. So starting out with this, we're looking at days ahead. Tomorrow night is all basketball. It'll be Flawless Collegiate in a half case and Revolution in a master case, which is two 8-box cases to give us one 16-box break. On Wednesday night, it'll be Leaf Metal Draft Baseball, the last of what I have on hand. And Optic Football comes out on Wednesday, so we'll get started on that Wednesday night as well. Thursday night will be 3-peat basketball, 3 autograph memorabilia items in that, as well as an 8-box case of Playbook Football, which has been pretty kind to us. We pulled some nice stuff out of Playbook so far. Also Thursday night, a 16-box Revolution basketball case. On Friday night, Bowman's Best comes out on Friday. We'll start busting into it Friday night. We're going to start a little later than normal at 10:30 Eastern. And also your invoices will come a little later than normal because I'll be kind of running at full speed to get back here and get all that done. On Saturday night, we will open a second case of Bowman's Best and a second case of Optic Football. Also a late start time of 10:30 on Saturday. On shipping, Bowman Draft should be out the door to you on or before Friday. And of course, the jersey that we opened earlier, free shipping stuff, always projected out about a week after the fact. So projected out no later than Monday a week from today, which is Christmas Eve, although in all likelihood it's going to go out sooner than that, I would expect. And finally, consolation cards. You don't need to worry about that in Bowman Draft. All the teams pulled cards there. However, if you were one of the teams that did not pull the jersey in that break, you are entitled to a consolation trading card. Can be from any year and any series. I keep track of it for a rolling 90 days, and typically what happens is I just save it up until the next time you have a package going out the door, and then I send it to you at that time. If you would like it sent sooner and you were in that baseball jersey break, you just send me a message and let me know, and I will gladly get you taken care of on it. And guys, I guess that is it for me tonight. So thank you, and gals, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you being here. We'll be back at it tomorrow night for some basketball. So hopefully we will see one or more of you then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening and your week ahead. We'll see you next time. Bye now.